Ya, selamat siang dan selamat datang kepada para penonton dan juga kepada teman-teman yang sudah bergabung di Circular Economy Zone kita pada siang hari ini. Siang hari ini kita akan ada seminar lanjutan dari program Circular Economy Zone kami ya. Untuk Bapak Ibu sekalian, apabila belum menempati tempat duduk yang berada di Circular Economy Zone, mohon dapat duduk dan menempati tempat yang sudah disediakan segera. Siang hari ini kita akan berbicara lebih lanjut mengenai recycling ya. Jadi kita akan berbicara mengenai taking Indonesian plastic recycling to a global level. Next levelnya dari plastic recycling apa sih? Untuk itu saya akan mengundang moderator dan juga teman saya yang terkenal ini, Mas Raymond Levy. Please join me to the stage.
Cek one. Halo Karina.
Halo, nggak capek kan?
Ketemu lagi.
Oke, kita ketemu lagi. Moga-moga Mas Raymond belum capek ya untuk menemani saya di sini.
Betul.
Oke, thank you. Kalau gitu, the stage is yours.
Baik, selamat siang. Good afternoon ladies and gentlemen. Selamat siang, sekali lagi selamat datang di Plastic and Rubber Indonesia. Hari ini kami sekali lagi mengundang Anda untuk mendekat ke Circular Economy Zone. Karena kita akan ada banyak perbincangan seru. Ya, akan ada banyak perbincangan seru dan siang hari ini we also have a very great discussion about circular economy. We have 3 different topics from 3 different great speakers from 3 different countries. Wow, luar biasa ya. Jadi sekali lagi saya mengundang teman-teman untuk merapat ke sini ke Circular Economy Zone karena kita akan ngobrol seru, kita akan berbincang-bincang dengan topik yang sangat menarik yaitu taking Indonesian plastic recycling to global level. Wah, seru ya. Gimana ternyata kalau plastik yang sudah di-recycle akan bisa mendunia dengan kualitas yang lebih baik, dengan teknologi yang lebih maju. Kita ingin agar perusahaan-perusahaan daur ulang di Indonesia khususnya bisa bersaing untuk membawa produknya ke luar negeri, gak cuma untuk memenuhi pasar di Indonesia. Just like what I'm saying to you that we have 3 great speakers. The first of all, I would like to introduce you dengan tema Challenges and Breakthrough of Circular Plastic in Indonesia. From Pan Era Group, please welcome Mr. Benny Rahmantio. Selamat siang Pak Benny, apa kabar? Siap, waduh, silakan Pak. Boleh di sebelah sana Pak? Yes, di sebelah sini. Ini Pak Benny ini udah senior banget nih teman-teman. Oke, silakan ya. Pak Benny ini bakal ngomongin circular economy, kemudian beliau juga aktif di packaging dan sekarang ada di Pan Era. Ini merupakan sebuah perusahaan besar ya. Ada 2 pabriknya ya Pak Benny ya. Saya sudah pernah main ke sana, boothnya ada di sana. Teman-teman boleh cek nanti setelah ini ya. Seperti apa sih Pan Era Group. Nah Pak Benny nanti juga bisa ada di sana kalau mau ngobrol lebih lanjut lagi. Dan berikutnya, topiknya juga gak kalah serunya yaitu Innovative Solution to Improve Packaging Recyclability and Quality of Recycled Resin. Please welcome from Ampeset Mr. Prakash Raut from Thailand. Hello sir, how are you? Oke, baik, silakan Mr. Prakash yang akan nanti ngobrolin. Ini beda-beda banget ya, kalau tadi Pan Era ini adalah sebuah perusahaan yang menghasilkan recycle PP, betul ya Pak ya? PE ya. Nah, ini sementara dari Ampaset sendiri merupakan penghasil atau produsen dari zat aditif yang akan membuat produk kita menjadi lebih bernilai tinggi. Nah, sekarang yang terakhir adalah mesinnya. Seperti saya bilang ya, ini adalah 3 kolaborasi yang berbeda yang bakal menambah pengetahuan kita luar biasa di kesempatan sore hari ini. Dengan tema Plastic Recycling in Europe Market Condition, Future Outlook and Success Story. Please welcome from Starlinger, Mr. David Switzer. How are you David? Wow, nice to meet you. Nah, keren-keren banget ya, keren-keren banget. Tadi saya bilang, ada yang punya produk, ada yang punya zat penunjang, ada lagi yang punya mesin-mesinnya. Jadi hari ini, di sesi yang kedua hari ini, kita bakal ngobrolin detail seperti apa recycling di Indonesia dapat semakin maju dan going global. Oke? Dan jangan lupa buat Anda yang punya pertanyaan, just keep it for yourself first. Nanti akan ada kesempatan buat Anda untuk bertanya dengan 3 narasumber kita yang luar biasa. Oke, tanpa membuang banyak waktu lagi, kami juga mengundang Anda yang mungkin saat ini menyaksikan di Pamerindo event di aplikasinya, ya Anda juga bisa menchat di sana atau juga di YouTube channelnya Pamerindo, ya. Dan yang pertama saya mengundang Mr. Benny Rahmantio untuk ke depan. Silakan Pak, saya berikan clickersnya ada di sini, mikrofonnya boleh dipegang. Waduh.
Tes.
Tes, siap. Silakan Pak. Mungkin di sebelah sini lebih enak Pak, biar bisa melihat ke sana, teman-teman juga bisa melihat presentasinya Pak Benny. Oke, kita tampilkan dulu presentasinya. Yes, ini dia. Dari Panera Group, Pak Benny silakan ini kanan dan kiri. Yes, agak lama Pak, ke sana Pak, sorry Pak.
Situ.
Yes, ya, ya. Oke, siap. Sip. Ini saya pernah ngobrol sama Pak Benny lewat webinar, seru banget ya. Karena beliau udah makan asam garangnya di dunia plastik, packaging khususnya. Udah pindah-pindah kemana-mana ya Pak. Kita tepuk tangan dulu buat Pak Benny biar anget. Yes, siap.
Good afternoon everyone. So this is English or Indonesia?
Kalau audiensnya banyak kan Indonesia,
Mau bahasa Inggris apa bahasa Indonesia?
both of it. Bilingual aja Pak, campur-campur aja biar seru.
Oke, campur-campur ya.
Campur
Sorry.
Jawa apa Pak?
I will use a mixed language. So you will understand little bit.
Baik.
Okay. So good evening, good afternoon for everyone, ladies and gentlemen here. So you have already get lunch, no sleep at all. Okay, okay. All right. I'm from Panera Group. This is the company of Indonesia producing recycled PE, polyethylene. So we have a 2 product, HDPE and LDPE. Yeah. So we have booth there. So welcome to our booth. So we will explain everything you will ask to us. Okay. Let's start with my topics. This is a challenge and breakthrough in circular plastic in Indonesia, especially. Yeah? So I hope my colleague here will support us regarding what the additive and then the machinery to support the quality of the recycled plastic in Indonesia. Thank you. So, this is a good topic. Everyone here now is talking about sustainability development. So a lot of big company now, consumer good, they have position of sustainability director, right? This is the trend of the recently era sustainability. Now the position of sustainability director, sustainability manager is very, very hot now. Okay? So, but do you know what's the meaning of this sustainability in development? I don't have a chocolate to give them if they... Okay. Just simple thing there. So, sustainability development is something that we have to do development, sustain development. If you take a product, yeah, you have to meet this product for you, but you don't destruct the nature of the source of the product from the nature. So thinking that the next generation, if they want that product, they still can take it from the nature. All right? Simple? Okay, all right. I don't want that everyone later if someone asking you about sustainability, you can answer. This is the global meaning of the sustainable in green business, right? Wow. Wow. Okay. So this 17 rectangle is the what we call SDG, the Sustainable Development Goals. Yeah, it belongs to United Nations. It's all about the program to improve the nature. Yeah. So if you are talking about the plastic, usually is a hot topic. Usually appear on the number 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. One of them is about climate change. Yeah, this hot topic, climate change. You are talking about plastic. Plastic become something that still exists in the land, cannot be converted to others' product, but still a plastic after 100 years. That's the problem. Ouch. Susah ya? Oops. Kenapa susah ya? Oke. Okay, if you are talking about plastic, one that I love from plastic, plastic is the only one material for, especially for packaging, that have very good in price, good in weight, material, in terms of material, easiness to process, to make a bottle, to make what packaging from plastic, and good protectiveness, and then also it's long lasting if you use it for functional usage. This the pros of plastic. Until now, I don't know the other material like paper, if compete with the plastic. I choose plastic as one of the good, the better, the best packaging material. All right. If there is a pros, there is a cons of plastic. So what is the contra of plastic? The plastic is making a pollution to the environment. You agree? Okay. I think this is the problem of plastic. The other pros, I put that plastic is the best material for packaging, but in cons, it make problem to the environment. So this is why plastic become a topic, hot topic in the sustainability. Okay, I will give a little bit about this video. You see, anyone know about this video? This video is made by Rick Horner. Rick Horner is the tourist from UK. They come from UK to Indonesia in 2018. He dives in Laut Penida, Nusa Penida Sea, yeah, and then he make this video by himself, and then spread this video everywhere in the world. So in 2018, Pak Jokowi also surprising about this video. So Pak Jokowi on the time is he want to know who is him, yeah. So So this guy become a topic for Indonesia. So that's why Indonesia basically little bit realize about what is the problem of plastic because of this video, right? So a lot of discussion about what is the what we have to do a focus on the plastic. One of them is we have to eliminate unnecessarily problematic of single-use plastic packaging or plastic usage, because this is the problem of what everything sent to the sea, yeah, like on that video, all right? Make sure our plastic packaging is reusable, recyclable, and compostable. Yeah, we have to think about this one, because otherwise all the plastic waste in the ocean will be still there until the next 100 or 200 years later. Okay, we have to also realize and to increase the collection and recycling of the plastic of packaging. The problem, the collection system here in Indonesia, we don't have the, what do you call, the concept of systematic collection system. So that's why we need this system here in Indonesia. Increase recycled content also is the homework for all the usage of packaging plastic by all company here in Indonesia. And then we have to ask all the consumer of these consumer goods using the packaging plastic to change their habits, that they don't waste the one time they use the packaging plastic, but they have to think about whether they can keep it and reuse again for another function. But this is also, we ask the company to use that one concept, do that in their product. Dari sana aja mencet ya. Mencet. Okay. Three-dimensional for talking about sustainability is social, environment, and economic. Yeah. This is the three factor. And then what is circular economy we have to do on the plastic? This is the 5 step that usually we have to do. The first one is reduce. So when you design the new packaging, you have to think that the lightweight is one the concept for the new design, right? Reuse. Okay, so you think that reduce is one of the program for cost saving also, yeah. One sustainability, one is cost saving. Reuse. If you can do it, your packaging for reusable is good for you, because you don't throw the plastic packaging in one time to the waste collection. But if you can use it again, it's called it reuse. Recycle. Using a PCR, post-consumer recycling is the one program for the next 24, then 30% is valid for all global consumer goods using the packaging of plastic. Recover, the plastic cannot be reused again, usually is used for the energy. And The last option is landfill. If you cannot do anything about the plastic, they will stay in the land as a landfill. Okay, so what is the packaging sustainability target for the consumer good in 2025? Yeah, this is the big homework for them, for consumer goods. First, they have to reduce their design by 25% of weight, eliminate toxic material. I can tell you, like a PVC is one of the material that now already a lot of company they don't use anymore, the PVC, because if you burn PVC, it getting a toxic material from the what you call asapnya, gitu ya. Used material can be recycled, reused, biodegradable, and compostable. This is also the homework of plastic for the next time. You have to think to use the mono material or bioplastic for the next using of the plastic for packaging. Reuse packaging and use recycled content for PCR is 30%. So this is the one is very easy to use the recycled content by 30% other than the above program. But now what is the problem to use the PCR 30% on their packaging? This another concern that we have to know. Okay. Okay, the challenge plastic packaging sustainability for the designer, for the converter, one. If you do reduce design, we call it packaging in flexible and rigid packaging. Yeah. What is the problem on the flexible packaging if you reduce the design? You will get problem on the barrier properties of the plastic. You have also mechanical problem of the plastic. On the rigid plastic, you have problem on the limit weight on your design. If you reduce that one, you will get lower or weak strength of the packaging itself. Yeah. Eliminate the toxic, impact to the higher material costs for the flexible packaging. And then for the rigid, you have an issue like using PC, there's an issue about BPA problem, yeah. And then PVC, there's a toxic material if you burn it. Use monomaterial, the most tough action plan, how to replace multi-layer in the packaging flexible, yeah, because now they are really depend on the barrier properties of the product in the multi-layer film. If you change this one to the mono material, will be a problem on the barrier properties. On the rigid, most of them now usually monomaterial. Even they use multi-layer, but all monomaterial. It's not so as complicated as the flexible packaging. Reuse. You think that now shopping bag everywhere, if you can use shopping bag to be reusable, it's good for you. You change your habit. Rather than you just use it plastic bag one way, after you take it your goods in the bag and then after that you throw away. Yeah, better you keep it the shopping bag and then you can use it for the next time. That's a little bit change your habit, but this help on the environment. All right. On the rigid packaging, if you use reuse packaging, the supply chain will be very complicated because you send the product to the consumer, you need the packaging come back to your factory, you need to wash again the packaging, you refill again. Yeah, that's very big, complicated in supply chain system. Recycling. Now, for the flexible packaging, limited resource, need research for solution, and then the price not cheap, especially in Indonesia. There's very limited for supplying recycled PE. Yeah, the same for the rigid. So next we have to do something here in Indonesia that one company develop recycled material with qualification, high qualification, can be used for the packaging material in consumer goods. Okay, recycle PE. Challenge on finding the sourcing of supply. Okay. Now many recycle PE player in Indonesia starting a small business, moderate business, but it is just almost nothing to produce. They produce with the high quality for using in the packaging consumer goods. Yeah. Later I will talk one of them on this last presentation here. So a lot of small recycling company, they only produce for the house wear stuff, which is they don't need high quality like a food contact or not toxic migration, something like that. There's a lot the company, small company like that. A few of them, even the medium company, also they produce the houseware stuff like that. Yeah. I can say there is one or two company now producing the high qualification recycling plastic for using on the consumer goods. I will talk later. And then until now, there is no company here for recycling PE can be used for food because there is food certification on this recycling polyethylene. All right. Okay. I will talk little bit about Panera. Panera is a group of company. We produce polyethylene recycling. We are part of the IPR, Indonesian Plastic Recycling. We also connect with all the brand owner here in Indonesia. And we have a lot of connection also for the recycle resin company in Indonesia. We have a 3 plant. One, the first factory in Kapuk, the red one. Yeah, this is the first. We start in 1887. And then we expand the factory in Cikarang, the blue one there, with a land of about 5 hectares. We produce there is a shopping bag there with all from PCR, post-consumer waste recycling. And the new factory we have in Cikande in the west of Jakarta, it will be developed for 3 times from the one in Cikarang. The new plant here, we will put the process which will accommodate to get a qualification for the plastic packaging, right? Here is the location. The one factory in Cikande. In 2022 to 2022, we produce about 1,600 a month. It will be expand slowly. And then now we have already an ISO certification, and next we will have a halal certification. So in the past, I told you that in Cikarang we produce the shopping bag with about 90% of capacity. We produce shopping bags, and then now currently we focus on developing recycled plastic for consumer goods, packaging material, plastic. Usually all of them usually is a multinational consumer goods company, which they concern about the sustainability, right? This is the one of our product. We call it, this is a premium recycle HDPE. Yeah. If you look here, we compare the bottle virgin and our premium product. You can look at the color. Yeah, it's almost the same. So we have this premium product on Panera Group. Usually the problem to have this recycle and then you blow the bottle, the yellowish effect is coming. Yeah, maybe the next, our colleague will talk about how to improve the quality of this appearance. Yeah, but this product, we don't use any additive yet. Yeah, but we have the appearance of the color almost the same with the virgin. This is the resin appearance. Yeah, if before is the bottle appearance, this is the resin appearance, the virgin and our premium product. So, I think this is the last. Sustainability now is the driver of the innovation. Yeah, if you think about the packaging, plastic packaging, you think about the sustainability for this one. Yeah. Green innovation has been one of the most striking trends. Companies are responding to external pressure. Yeah. Usually environment regulation, consumer civil society group, and investor. Stricter regulation on the locally and globally also is pushing where sustainability become something must to do for us. Okay. So plastic is not, as a conclusion, plastic is not only a pros, but the problem is on the contra one. Yeah. So we have to think about this one. The big problem, the main problem is if you don't change your habit on using the plastic, this is make a problem forever, plastic in the environment. So I just ask you to change the habit, how you treat your plastic packaging. Yeah. So think about next environment, next sustainability and green business in globally. So please, we have to little bit change the habit to make treatment of plastic become more nicely for them. Thank you.
Wow, presentasi yang luar biasa ya teman-teman. Kalau tadi dilihat, Pak Beni sendiri juga menyatakan bahwa masih banyak PR-nya Pak Beni ya. Bahwa di Indonesia sendiri baru ada 2 yang membuat high quality recycle PE, right? Dan belum ada yang bisa memproduksi recycle PE yang food grade. Seperti itu. Nah teman-teman, bagaimana kita bisa nantinya menambahkan aditif tertentu hingga membuat kualitas dari recycle PE ini akan menjadi lebih baik. So coming up next, we're gonna have a presentation from Ampaset, Mr. Prakash Raut. Give a round of applause to Mr. Prakash.
Hello. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, sir.
Myself, Prakash Raut from Ampaset. I am going to talk about the innovation solutions to improve the packaging recyclability and the quality of the recycled resins, what solutions Ampersand is having. Before going, slide.
Next. Yes.
Yeah. Before going on to the main topic of the solutions that Ampersand is having for the recycling, packaging recyclability, let me brief you about the Ampersand. Ampersand is the privately owned business for the master batch manufacturing company. We are having the revenue of about 1.1 billion US dollar, and we are having with the total employees, we are having more than 2,000 plus. We are having 26 manufacturing plant across the globe with 110 production line in 4 continents with the production capacity of more than 400 kilotons per annum. We are having the global regional headquarters located at one is in the North America, it is in the New York. In South America, it is in Argentina. In Europe, it is in Luxembourg, and in Asia, it is in Rayong, Thailand. In Asia, we are having 5 manufacturing plants. Out of 5 manufacturers, 2 are in Thailand. One is in India, one is in China, and one is in Australia. Apart from the managing plant in Asia, we are having the sales offices in South Asia region, mainly in the Malaysia, Vietnam, Indonesia, Philippines, South Korea, New Zealand, and Australia. We are having the 4 technical center across the globe. Our plants are GMP and SSAP certified. Next slide, please. Next, please. Yeah, Ampersand is into the master batch business. We are having the products and services to offer, take care of the different needs in the across the whole circular value chain through the entire product life cycle of the products. When we talk about the design of the any packaging, it covers the appeal, which appeals the consumers when we say they look at the any packaging products. So it covers the appeal, functionality, sustainability, and manufacturing efficiency is very important when we design any packaging product. So when it's come to the appeal, we have the insight and innovation team who guides the brand owner and team on the what color trends are coming in the market and helps to design the effect colors for the appeal functionality. Then we are having we can support on the specialty effect color master batches. From functionality point of view, we have the products like slip, anti-block, and PPS for the film manufacturing. From sustainability point of view, while designing the product, we can support the brand owners or the converters with the PCR carrier master batches. Also, we are having the expertise to take care of the variation of the PCR materials when designing the color board. From cost optimization point of view, we support our customers, key account customers to improve the manufacturing efficiency by changing the monolayer bottle design to 3-layer, and then by changing the design from monolayer bottle to 3-layer bottle, they can save on the cost of coloring. When it comes to the production, manufacturing efficiency is very important. So then for manufacturing efficiency, we have the products like processing aid, purging agent, antioxidants. About branding point of view, consumer satisfaction, brand security, and consumer confidence are very important when we design any packaging. So for consumer satisfaction and brand security point of view, we are having the products, special effect products which attract the consumers. Then we have the products anti-dust, UV blocker, and laser marking to enhance the brand security and the consumer confidence. Some of the lubricant customer, lube oil customers, we have special service of color qualification and ESCR qualification in-house we support to our lube oil consumers. From the end of life cycle treatment point of view or the recycling point of view, for sorting of the plastic and the recyclability is very important. So take care of the sorting challenges. We are having the product NIR black. Normally we see that black color plastics cannot identify when it go to the sorting facility. So then we have the product NIR black which helps to sort out that plastics and identification without the color black. From recyclability point of view, we have seen what challenges we are having in the industry. So when we collect the waste from different sources, for example, the shampoo bottles, the personal care bottles, and then the bottles having the floor cleaning, and then this all sources of milk bottles and all, because of their different sources and different materials get packed in that. When we recycle this material, there is a odor problem is there. It has some certain smell. To take care of that odor, we have product that odor clear. Then when there is a color variation is there, when we recycle the natural polymers, we want there is change in the colors, color change from natural to the yellowish, and because of degradation. We have product like blue edge and green edge who support to balance the color of the product. We have the product called stabilizers, which takes care of the thermodegradation when we do mechanical recycling. When we recycle the product multiple times, it passes through multiple heat, thermodegradation happen, and it leads to the yellowness of the product, degradation of the product, which leads to black spot or the drop in the mechanical property, drop in the top load of the bottle and the ESR properties. Then when we talk about the multi-layer bottle recycling, when we design the film with monolayer, it is easy to recycle, but it's not easy, always for depending on the product need, depending on what shelf life we need for that product. We are forced to design some of the film for the multi-layer design, multi-polymer design. And when multi-layer design is there, then it is having the UVH, nylon and P. It is difficult to recycle. To recycle those barrel films, we have a product called Revive. So I will explain more about this Revive product in the next slides. Next, please. So here we can see the whole. When we talk about circular economy, it explains the whole value chain of the plastic materials, how this whole chain goes. Here you can see where stand the ampersand. Here you can consider ampersand or the polymer manufacturers. Here we buy the resin, pigments and additive based on the requirement from our customer. We design the product, we select the raw materials, we design the product, and that product we supply to the converters. Converters mainly those who, it can be the blow molders making the blow molding bottles, caps, or the film manufacturers, and that converters supply their packaging materials to the brand owners, and brand owners sell that product with their packaging to the consumers. After consuming the products, any packaging as the bottle or the films that go into the waste stream, and that waste stream collecting after washing and cleaning the PCR producers. Here when we talk about the recycling, then this PCR material again ampersand can buy this PCR material and make the PCR carrier master batches to supply to the converter again, or this PCR can go to the converter. So here how ampersand is helping to the better recyclable to packaging material. We can help the industry by using the PCR carrier master batches, or we help industry to take care of the color variation of the PCR material. We can match the color as per their requirement. Then we have the product a stab which takes care of the thermodegradation when converters use that PCR material again and again at the certain rate. We have the flow master batches which helps for the better processability. Then we have the product called Revive, which helps to recycle the multi-layer barrel films, nylon and EVH, which nowadays are difficult to recycle, and that multi-layer barrel films end up in the landfilling. So here, this product, Revive product, is the beauty of this product that it is pre-qualified for how to recycle label in US market as per the Association of Plastic Recycle. APR protocol, this product is pre-qualified for how to recycle label. In Asia region still we are not having the regulations for the recyclability of the films in place, that need to be improved. But as per the APR protocol, this product is pre-qualified to up to the 15% of nylon in the polyethylene films, up to 20% of EVH content in the polyethylene films. So this Revive product can be used either in the PCR material here, or it can be used while designing the film by the brand owner. So that's why Revive product can be used for the recycling. Then for the brand owners here, we have the solution called Revive. They can design the film, barrier films based on the Revive product to make the films recycle ready. They can, whatever the film structure, barrier film structure they are having, they can claim it is a recycle ready film with the help of the Revive. Then we have another product called Gas Stop. Gas Stop Flix product, as per the Simplex guidelines in Europe, if you are having the UH content more than 5%, it is not considered as a recyclable. So then we have the product gas stove, which can helps to reduce the UH content to 5%, and then adding the gas stove product in the polyethylene layer and keeping the UH content less than 5%, you can get the barrier performance almost similar to the UH content up to 12 to 15%. And you can claim it is recyclable with the help of the gas stove product. Then NIR black master batches, brand owners can add if they are having any packaging with the black color of the bottles and it is having the problem or sortability, then they can use this NIR black master batch at the state as the point of design itself. Then Sapari White is the product for the milk packaging of the PET bottles. So some of the countries in Europe, they are banning they are saying that more TiO2 content in the PET is carcinogenic. So this is the product with Sapari White is with the less TiO2 content in the bottle, and also because of less TiO2 in the PET, when it recycled, it don't affect the mechanical properties of the PET. Then when it comes to the consumers, so normally we are talking about when sustainability, we are talking nowadays more about the plastic recyclability and reuse of the plastic. But sustainability again, it is about the increasing the shelf life of the products. So whenever we pack whatever the foods or in fruit juice or any products we pack, so sustainability is also extending the shelf life of the food. Food should not go waste. We have the product UVA, PET and O2 barrier mainly for the PET packaging, which extend the shelf life of the product which is packed inside the bottles or the film packaging. So this helps in sustainability point of view for the protecting the shelf life of the food. For the waste collector points of view, if NIR black master batch is added by the converter by making the product itself, then it helps the waste collector for the sorting point of view. For PCR producers, again here we can help them with the color corrections. If they are getting the films with the different polymer composition by mistake, in P stream come the barrier films with nylon and UH, they can use the Revive product and it will help them to take care of the gel formation of the nylon or UH, which when recycle the polyethylene, it forms the gel, and then because of the gel formation, it reduces the mechanical property, also gloss of the film reduces, and also it creates the haze in the transparent film. So here, for PCR producers also, Revive can be used after the collecting the material, or Revive can be used at the converter stage only. Then when we recycle the material, odor is the main problem from the different source of the waste. So we have the product called Odor Clear, which helps to minimize the odor. But when we talk about the odor, the main, it is not that material is having too much of odor and Odor Clear product will solve the issue. So here, the machine equipment suppliers, Starling comes into the play, where they are having the very advanced processability, degassing system and all, which helps to minimize the odor, and after, even if there is a small odor, then Odor Clear can take care. So Odor Clear, it is not that it is going to solve all the odor problems. So here machine equipment and the kind of the setup we have with recycling, washing and all that plays the important role. Then when after the PCR material, if somebody want to reuse again somewhere, then we have the products like that there, the color correction, Revive stabilizer again can be used for the recycling of the products. So this is about in the brief of the what total solutions we are having for the circular economy. Next slide, please. So here you can see this, all these solution list to the AMPASET's R3 sustainable commitment here. Next, please. So these are our offices in India, and these are our local contacts for Indonesia. If you have any inquiry about any of our products, you can contact them and you can learn more about our products from scanning this QR code. Thank you. Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Go ahead, sir. Okay. Cek. Yes, ini tadi presentasi yang kedua. Tapi saya penasaran nih, ada yang tahu nggak sih PCR, apa yang dimaksud dengan PCR dari tadi ngomongin PCR? Ada yang tahu? PCR? Bukan buat tes COVID ya Pak ya? Bukan. Oke, PCR yang dimaksud adalah post consumer waste recycle, right? Oke, seperti itu. Yes, coming up next, we still have one great speakers from Starlingers. Please welcome Mr. David. Go ahead.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the very interesting insights of the previous speakers, and welcome to my presentation. I'm representing Starlinger Recycling Technology. It's an honor for me, thanks for the organizer, to be our host for our today's gathering. A pleasure for me. After more or less 3 years of only having virtual meetings, this is kind of a special occasion and special day for me. Starlinger Recycling Technology, as most of you most probably are aware of, is a specialist regarding mechanical recycling processes, and my presentation is focusing today on recycling in Europe, the current market condition, a forecast, and some best practice examples that I brought with me today. Next, please. Circular economy. Of course, in the plastic packaging industry, nothing new. There is a mega trend towards circular economy. Everyone is talking about, not only in Europe, but also in other nations. So new recycling content mandates are popping up everywhere around the globe. So we have to do something, and we have to be prepared, yeah, in the future to be competitive, and in order to protect our environment, of course. Next slide, please. The European Union has set different targets into force. Some of them I will quickly highlight for you. So, for example, it's about phasing out and replacing substances like UV blockers or something like that, that are hampering recycling processes. Others are, for example, to implement that all plastic packaging needs to be reusable or recyclable in the future. So the design for recycling is becoming a big topic. I will come back about this topic and about this matter at a later stage of the presentation. So the recycling of plastic waste needs to be exceeding more than 50%. This is also another target. So the demand for recycled material in the future will go up and up and up. Next slide, please. Single-use plastics directive. Most probably you've heard about this in the European Union. There are different targets regarding design of products of plastic packaging material by means of the prohibition of products such as plastic straws or cotton buds that are made out of plastic. This will be forbidden and is already forbidden in some of the nations. Then reduction of product means products that are meant to be for immediate consumption, like trays or cups. This will be reduced or even prohibited, who knows. And the redesign of products. Design for recycling, as mentioned, is a very important topic. Especially if you look at the best practice example, PET bottles, one part of redesigning and design for recycling is that you attach the caps to the bottles, which makes it much easier afterwards for the subsequent recycling processes. Another example would be the avoidance of inks that are directly printed on the plastic. Actually, if you print directly on the plastic, this has a negative effect on the recycling process, especially if we're talking about the color values. There are minimum recycling contents that are set into force by the European Union. Let's say minimum 25% rPET content in all PET beverage bottles, latest by 2025. Another target is the minimum 30% recycling content for all plastic beverage bottles by latest 2030. So now the challenge is separate collection. Best practice example, benchmark is, for example, one of the countries that has set up a deposit return scheme. For example, Germany. In Germany, you bring back the bottles to the grocery store. There are Tomra devices. You bring back the bottle, put it in, you get some money back, and with this money you can buy new products or new bottles. So very, very interesting approach. You get a very clear stream back directly to the recycler without any other contamination. Because if you have, for example, PET trays in your feedstock, this is also linked to some challenges, because for PET trays, multi-layer structures are often used, stickers that are directly attached on the PET trays, so this is also challenging. So the cleaner and more pure your feedstock is, the better it is for the subsequent recycling processes. Next, please. This slide is actually giving a good overview about the recycling rates currently present in the European Union. On top, Netherlands, followed by Germany with a recycling rate of about 65% and more. Some of the nations still have to do the homework, as you can see, like Hungary, Finland, France. I do not want to blame them, but of course, there's a lot of collection, logistics to be set up. This is a challenging task, but still, if you look at the figure, 26%, it's still a good number if you compare it to other nations worldwide. Next, please. The current situation in the PET market, especially if we focus on the European Union, is that in European Union, the collection rate of PET bottles already is pretty high, of about 2.2 million tons in 2020. This is representing about 61% of the entire PET bottles available in the European market. What does this mean on the other side? On the other side, this means that the PET bottles are staying inside of this circular economy and they're brought back. This is related to some challenges because the bottles are staying in the loop and you have to react accordingly. You have to use additives, as I just mentioned by the previous speaker, in order to compensate this, and you also need to have high-end recycling equipment like the ones from Starlinger, where you can react to such challenges in a very good way. Next, please. Next, please. Some other challenges are, especially if you're talking about PET and PET recycling, PET is a very sensitive product and material with its hydrolytics, thermal mechanical degradation characteristics. You have to treat it gentle, even during the recycling process. What does this mean? Especially if we're talking about flakes and bales quality, you have to make sure that the quality itself stays as constant as possible. So think not globally all the time, think also locally, especially if we are talking about import and export bans worldwide. If you look at China, and they banned the import of plastic waste, and this will be set into force also by other nations. So it's about setting your own collection and logistics systems. Look at Germany, it works, yeah, so with a deposit return scheme, this is a good solution. Also, washing quality should not be neglected. The wash line is a very important part of the entire plant setup. Wash line, extrusion, and high-end SSP decontamination. This is the perfect example of a high-end, state-of-the-art bottle-to-bottle recycling plant. Of course, technology selection depends on what you need. Some cases you want to go for thermoforming applications. Some cases you want to go for bottle-to-bottle application for cosmetic articles. In some cases you want to go for high-end bottle-to-bottle applications for beverage brands, for example. These are different kinds of applications, also different kinds of extruder and recycling equipment is available for that. Of course, there's not only one solution, there are different ways leading to Rome, so you have to decide in order to meet national rules and brand owner requirements in the best way, because there's no plan A. Actually, there are many different regulations, many different requirements, depending on which brand you're talking to, for example, or which authority you're talking to, which nation you're talking to. This is completely different So there is no solution A, there are many solutions, and you have to work together with the right supplier. Next, please. Additives, one of the slides also covering the fact additives, especially if it's about recycling, the additives can be challenging, but also helping a lot. Recyclers, they want bottles without additives, but there's a huge but, because additives, they help improving the material properties, especially if you're talking about the recycling process. You sometimes need to add additives like, for example, liquid toner in order to compensate the discoloration. Next, please. And now let's focus on the latest innovation from Starlinger that I want to present to you. Actually, you're one of the first ones that see this new innovation in the PET bottle-to-bottle application for beverage brands. And we are talking, next slide please, about the RECOSTAR PET art system. This is the latest innovation we have in terms of this PET bottle-to-bottle application. It's a very slim design of the bottle-to-bottle line we had in the past. The predecessor was the RECOSTAR PET IV Plus system, and with this version, this is the perfect answer to current market demand. Especially if we're talking about space requirements, about 21% less space is required. Maintenance is significantly reduced, 46%, because we are, for example, using different types of vacuum pump systems for this type of machine. Also, output is increased by 15%, means better investment output ratio for the recycler, for the ones who operate the line, and most important in my point of view, significant energy reduction by 25% compared to its predecessor, the RECOSTAR PET IV Plus process. Especially if we are talking about the energy crisis in Europe, this is the best answer that we have. Next, please. As mentioned, this is a very slim design, so coming with one flakes drying section based on the first in, first out principle. As mentioned, the PET needs to be treated homogeneously and gently, so we avoid any mixing. This is based on first in, first out, like our SSB reactor at the end, which you can see by number, mentioned by number 12. And then the flake drying section is followed by extruder, melt pump, filtration, pelletizing, and the SSB, the vacuum-based SSB from Starlinger, which was especially designed for post-consumer recycling applications. Big advantage, you get everything out of one hand. So all this equipment that you see here, this turnkey solution, is provided by Starlinger Group. And this is also easy for the operator, for the recycler, because he has one point of contact. If there's any malfunction, any troubleshooting to be done, you have only one point of contact. Next slide, please. Also, the product portfolio in terms of available capacities is more slim than in the past. The smallest possible line and available line that we are offering now is about 1.2 tons per hour machine capacity. The biggest one reaches a pellet production output of 4.2 tons per hour. We see that there is a drastically high demand in higher outputs. Therefore, it does not make sense to offer any more smaller lines of 500 kg per hour that we had in the past. Trend is going towards bigger extrusion capacities, not too big, because then on the other hand, it is also related to some challenges. Just imagine if you set the parameter false, then you have a lot of off-spec material. So it's finding now the right balance, but actually the 165, what you see here, the 2 tons per hour machine, this is the best seller we have. 80% of all our extrusion systems are the 165 machine. Next slide, please. Now coming to the end of my presentation, I will present to you two best practice examples that I've brought with me today. One of them, next slide please, is Carolinenbrunnen. Next slide, please. Carolinen Bohnen in Germany. This is a beverage brand in Germany. They're already using 100% rPET for the bottles production. Also nice to see is how they do the packaging. The six-pack is also made of recycled film material already. So a very, very positive sign towards the whole bottle, the cap, and the bottle, the main body, and the packaging made of recycled material. We just heard in the beginning, okay, for caps there is still a challenge for HDPE caps to get recycled. Also want to inform you, Starling has just received an FDA LNO for caps to caps recycling process. Looks a little bit different compared to the machine that I've shown you before, but this allows you to take HDPE caps, process it with a Starling line, and take it 100% for caps production again. Next slide, please. Föslauer, a big beverage brand in Austria. Since 2020, all the PET bottles are made of recycled material, and they have an ambitious target by 2025. All foils and labels will also be made by 100% recycled material, and even the beverage crates will also go through a recycling rate. Means the whole package that Föslauer is offering is concentrating on usage of recycled material, and actually there is also a nice reference plant we have nearby Vienna. We are also shareholder, Coca-Cola, Föslauer, fruit juice company Rauch, Spitz and Eggergetränke, the shareholders, and actually they are focusing on these ambitious targets and implementing a circular economy in Austria. So actually that's my presentation. That was my presentation. Hope you enjoyed some insights and some new things might have popped up for you. And thanks for your listening. And now looking forward to our discussion. Thank you.
Thank you, David. Wow. Boleh tepuk tangan sekali lagi untuk tiga pembicara kita yang luar biasa. Ini benar-benar membuka mata ya, karena tiga-tiganya punya materi yang berbeda-beda. Kalau tadi dari Panera, dari Ampastet dan juga dari Sterlinger udah memberikan paparannya. Kalau ada yang ingin bertanya, menarik sekali dari tadi ya. Sudah ada yang mau bertanya? Oh, sebentar dulu. Oke. Ya.
Ya, saya terus terang Pak, saya tertarik recycle from the Germany ya, I think. Austria. What do you think if I have the technology for the bioplastic, sir? The waste from the palm oil and cassava. We have the technology from the ITB Academy, Institute Technology of Bandung. I think the material not only PP, the PP is recycled, right? But is don't solution for the waste the land, right? I think maybe we will collaboration the bioplastic for the material, the bottle plastic.
Okay, thank you for the question. Yes. Oh, do you know about the bioplastic, right? So what do you think about it? Maybe you can just share what do you know about the bioplastic and how it can compete with the plastic itself. Yes? Mic-nya, Mas? Iya.
Okay, now it works. Thanks for the question. Actually, to answer your question, bioplastics, this is something new, of course. It's also related to some challenges, especially if we're talking about, okay, how to separate the bioplastics compared to conventional plastics that are used. Yeah? This could be a really big challenge, especially if we're talking about existing collection systems, logistics that are set up.
Yes.
Of course, there is a future for bioplastics. I do not want to tell that this is a bad story about this, but actually there is still some homework to be done.
Ya. Oke. Pak Benny ada masukan, ada komentar silakan. Mr. Benny will just give the comment.
Okay. If we are talking about bioplastic, first we have to think about, usually they use the raw material from the cassava, for example.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ya. Dan kelapa sawit juga, palm oil juga.
Palm oil.
Okay.
All right. as I know in Europe, they have a regulation. If you use the raw material from the food for human being, what is called it is a Gen 1, is actually is not, I cannot say is forbidden, because when the human being will lost their food because the raw material is used for the plastic, that's a contradictive, you know. Maksud saya gini, sorry, I'm in Indonesia. Jadi kalau raw material itu adalah bahan makanan yang dipakai oleh manusia, ya, itu tidak dianjurkan. They call it, this is a Gen 1, because the raw material is competing with the human foods, ya.
Yeah.
Nah, yang dianjurkan, which is recommended, if you use the raw material from non-food for human being.
Oke.
For example, misalkan pelepah-pelepah pohon sawit,
Ya.
ya, seperti itu. Ya, but if you use that waste from the coconut palm, the cost is very high, because I used that one when I was in Danone. Actually, the cost is very high. The cost is very high. So later,
Ya.
ujung-ujungnya duit.
Secara bisnis saya bisa masuk ya Pak ya?
Iya.
Oke, baiklah. Cukup menjawab pertanyaan, karena topik kita hari ini sebenarnya adalah bagaimana produk recycle Indonesia bisa bersaing di pasar global, seperti itu, ya. Oke, one of the interesting part from your presentation is for the next 2025, it's about 20% of plastic bottle. Yeah, it's going to be 20%, right? 25%, right? And on the next 30, yeah, it's going to be 30% also. Kalau Pak Beni, menurut Pak Beni sebagai peluang seperti apa nih? Ketika tadi tahun 2025, 25% akan dibuat dari recycle, dan kemudian tahun 30% dari recycle. Menurut Pak Beni untuk Indonesia peluangnya seperti apa ini?
Yeah, the one that I present before, this is Indonesia, yeah.
Yeah.
The one I can say the company concerned with the sustainability is the multinational company, because they have already the KPI for sustainability. But the local company, yeah, even the big local company, usually when they know sustainability is important, but when they would apply the sustainability material, but the price is more expensive than the virgin, they give up from that one.
Yes.
I will go there later. I will see the price later. If I can make sustainability program while they can do the cost saving, that's good for them.
Yeah.
So that's why now only the multinational big company doing this sustainability program in Indonesia. Okay.
Okay, thank you, sir. Now, the next question is from both of your perspective, maybe. What is the biggest challenge for Indonesian recycle company that we can produce product that can compete in global market? From both of your perspective, maybe Mr. Prakas?
From my perspective, not only about Indonesia, in whole South Asia, still about the waste collection system need to improve a lot. So where sortability is biggest challenge. So how we can invest, how we can educate the peoples, so sensitivity towards the plastic use and sortability. When as a consumer, when I buy the any food packaging at my house, and how I can separate the wet waste from the dry waste. So that is most, starting from there, it need to be improved. So people need to be sensitive first about plastic. Like David said that in Europe they take the PET bottle and then return to the shop, and then they get the return on that. So that kind of system need to be developed here in the Indonesia or in South Asia region. Like in US, they come with the concept of how to recycle label on the packaging. So there on the how to recycle label, as a consumer, I can read the information. either it is recyclable or not, or it is having limited recyclability, or it is not recyclable, then bag, that pouch I can go and drop at the store, and there it can be collected and recycled. So that's somewhere the sensitivity of the consumers and this all the CPG's responsibilities need to take care, and then need to educate and develop the system for the proper collection of the waste. That is the first priority. From the technology point of view, technology is now very open. So Starlinger supplying machine in Europe or Indonesia, not a problem. They are there to support us.
Okay, thank you, sir. How about you, Mr. David?
Totally agree of what has been said already regarding the collection system. This is the biggest challenge, I think. What we need to do and what needs to get in the mind of the people is that this is related to some value. We need to give the plastic a value, even though it's thrown away. But look at Germany, how they are doing it with the deposit return scheme, and they are giving the value to the bottle itself, not only what's in there, but also to the bottle. You get it back, and then everyone that brings back the bottle gets some money out of it. And that will change a lot, I think. This is my personal opinion about this. Yeah? And actually, there's a lot of homework to do in order to protect the environment and also future generations, because there's no planet B in the end.
Oke, thank you David. Pak Beni mau menambahkan, silakan Pak Beni.
Sorry, saya harus tambahkan satu.
Siap.
Just one point that's very important, because the price of sustainability product is not as the same price like a virgin. Everything you got from a green product usually expensive. So this is the important is the involving of government. Yeah, because if you want to get the price the same like the virgin one, you need something to do from government. Because this is a global program about the environment. Like in Europe, as I know, all government give very clear program for the consumer, for the company who will apply the sustainability program. So here in Indonesia, we need the government to give like incentive of tax, whatever. So the price of this sustainable product become competitive with the virgin one.
Thank you Pak Beni. Oke. Masih ada lagi sudah? Wow, time is up. Tampaknya sudah selesai. Kita akhiri sudah diskusi kita di sore hari. Okay, now is there any last statement from each of you? No? Thank you so much. Dan konklusinya adalah yang namanya plastik recycle ya Pak ya, tidak akan pernah ada habisnya. It never the end, right? It's a valuable, just like what you said, right? Every bottle is valuable. Setiap botol itu ada harganya teman-teman. Ada nilainya. Jadi mulai sekarang tampaknya edukasi Pak Beni ya, yang penting untuk diberikan kepada masyarakat agar bagaimana kita memilah sampah, kemudian juga proses-proses berikutnya. Kalau tadi permasalahan utamanya adalah bagaimana collecting the waste itu sendiri menjadi yang harus jadi masalah buat kita semua, termasuk juga pemangku kebijakan seperti pemerintah untuk bisa ikut memberikan kemudahan regulasi daripada perusahaan pendaur ulang Pak Beni ya, agar ini semakin berkembang dan produk-produk recycle Indonesia bisa bersaing di kancah global. Sekali lagi, give a round of applause to all of the speakers. Thank you so much. Kita akhiri dengan berfoto bersama mungkin, dan terima kasih buat kebersamaannya di sesi yang terakhir hari ini di Circular Economy Zone di Plastic and Rubber Indonesia. Jangan lupa bahwa karena ada banyak lagi nanti acara-acara seru lainnya yang bisa Anda saksikan esok hari. Tetap di sini bersama Pamerindo. Jangan lupa Anda bisa juga menyaksikannya di YouTube channel Pamerindo Event atau juga lewat aplikasinya. Saya Raymond Evi pamit. Sekali kita putarkan buat kita semua yang ada di sini. Terima kasih. We just wanna take a picture together. Yep. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Ya, dan sekali lagi terima kasih untuk kebersamaannya. Jangan lupa masih akan terus berlangsung sampai tanggal 19 November 2022. Sekali lagi tetap di sini di Plastic and Rubber Indonesia. Selamat sore dan selamat menikmati pameran yang ada di Plastic and Rubber Indonesia.
As the world's fourth most populous country, Indonesia faces tough challenges surrounding the management of its plastic waste. The transition from a linear economy to a sustainable circular economy is extremely important. To contribute to that transition, Pan-Era Group absorbs recyclable plastic waste and transforms them back into usable material, thus closing the loop. The journey begins at our collection centers. After going through sorting and processing by our collection partner, the waste are then transported to our facility. Once the plastic waste arrives in our location, they are weighed, inspected, and classified. The waste materials are then stored in an enclosed and controlled area. Next, the plastic waste then undergo the washing process. First, the bales are broken and transported. To a final sorting station where any unwanted contaminants are removed. Then the materials get shredded, washed, and cleaned. With our advanced washing process, we are able to obtain flakes of excellent quality. The water used in our process is also treated in a good and responsible manner. Next is the extrusion process, where the plastic gets melted and filtered and pelletized to obtain recycled pellets. Introducing Ederling, our premium recycled polyethylene, produced by our modern and sophisticated process and under our stringent quality control and managed by our experienced and dedicated team. Ederling is suitable for the production of polyethylene-based packaging, thus closing the loop. It can be used as a component, and in some applications can even be used up to 100%. With a broad range of application, Ederling can help stakeholders to achieve their sustainability target. So, the next time you finish using the product, make sure that the plastic packaging is disposed properly, so that the whole value chain can be repeated again and again. Pan-Era Group, advancing sustainability.
PT Pamerindo Indonesia berkomitmen untuk selalu berusaha untuk melakukan bisnis cross sektor di mana kegiatan yang bisa bersinergi bagi para peserta kami bisa melakukan bisnis yang sinergi juga di antara ketiga sektor tersebut.